Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another episode of Bringing Balance. I apologise for no new video last week. There's a lot of tension within the fanbase, and I really didn't know what to say at the time, but I'd like to address it a little bit today before moving on. First off, I want to say it's okay not to like something in Star Wars. It's a perfectly valid opinion, to not like a certain character, or if you don't enjoy a certain story arc, which is fine. Not everything will always be to your taste, which is why Star Wars is so great. It has so many different stories for you to lose yourself in. Though what is not okay is spreading hate and negativity, just because you don't agree with something. Sending hate to someone or just trying to bring a group of people down because they're enjoying something and you aren't is not the way to do things. Star Wars is for everyone. I started this series because I wanted to spread more positivity within the fanbase and talk about what we all love about Star Wars. I mean, that's why we're all here, right? We have a shared passion for a galaxy far, far away, and it's the stories and characters of that universe that bring us all together. Now, I'm not saying never be critical on some things, because constructive criticism can help, but hate is not the answer. So, for today's video, I wanted to share some of my fondest memories of Star Wars, because I have a lot, though I will just pick a few for today, and I hope to see more people tell me what some of their most memorable moments are, and not just from Star Wars itself, but from being part of this community. With that said, let's get into today's video. So let's go back to the start. For me, the first ever glimpse of Star Wars I got, that was seeing part of The Phantom Menace when we got it on DVD. I was probably only around 4 years old, but I remember seeing the Gungan Army march and watching Duel of the Fates and just being so wrapped up in what I was seeing. And that for me was pretty much the point where I probably became obsessed with Star Wars. All throughout my childhood and even now, it's just everything Star Wars. I loved losing myself in that galaxy and feeling like I could be part of it. I pretty much have carried that love for Star Wars all throughout my life. Another thing I remember vividly is when the Clone Wars series came out. I'd seen the film and loved it and was so excited when the series came out. I remember sitting beside my dad to watch the first two episodes air. Then, when the final episode aired, I made sure that I sat beside my dad again to watch that last episode. Because for me, it was just something I had to do. It was that moment. And I mean, Clone Wars is extremely special to a lot of people. I remember there was a game called Clone Wars Adventures that was so cool. Like, every week when a new episode came out, they'd release new items to do with that episode, and you could get them for your character. And it was just a lot of fun, really. Staying on the topic of Star Wars games, another really fun memory I have is playing the original Star Wars Battlefront games on PlayStation 2, and then the follow up games that they released on the PSP. And when they remade them, I was so happy, and I really do enjoy both remakes. The only shame is that they ended the support of Battlefront 2, which I just would have loved to have seen what could have been added, but here's hoping for Battlefront 3. I've played a lot of Star Wars games, and for me, they're probably one of my favourite ways of enjoying Star Wars. And I'm sure a lot of people have had so many fond memories of playing through different games, from Battlefront to Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, to even some of the older games like Dark Forces, Jedi Academy, Knights of the Old Republic. I'm really looking forward to Star Wars Outlaws being added to that, and I think it's going to be another amazing addition to the wonderful games that we already have. Though, moving now on from gaming and getting back to more memories I have with Star Wars and this community, a very recent one, which I think I will treasure as long as I live, is I got to go to my first Star Wars celebration last year. I could finally afford the tickets, and me and my girlfriend got to go to London and see so many wonderful things. Simply seeing the actors on stage and hearing how much they love this universe and the fans and hearing everyone cheer, the energy was just amazing. And that is what this community is about. The pure joy of just all having a passion for Star Wars is just more than I can describe, in all honesty. I'm not a very social person, but I just feel like I could talk to anyone there and I would be okay. I didn't get that feeling of being in a room full of strangers. I was in a place surrounded by people like me, all there for the love of Star Wars. And if you ever get the chance to go to a celebration, I will always say do it. The experience is just one that you have to have. I could talk about Celebration all day, but let's move on. Now, for a lot of people, the movies would have really been the first jump into the Star Wars universe, though recently a lot more fans have been getting to Star Wars through the TV series, which is awesome because it means more fans to join this community. And I remember when The Mandalorian was first announced, and I was a bit skeptical of a live action TV series for Star Wars. And I admit I was curious to how it would play out, and I loved it. Watching Star Wars now, I still get the excitement I got when I was younger, though now I am looking out for more lore information and things to try and piece things together, but I still get enjoyment out of that. I like seeing the lore, and I always seeing like how the dots connect. One of my favourite moments from any of the series so far, I think, has to be the confrontation between Obi-Wan and Darth Vader. It was an incredibly emotional scene, and I just love seeing Ewan and Hayden back in those roles. It was just amazing to see. And I think that's one of the best parts. When you think you've seen the best, they just keep bringing out more surprises and things that make you wonder or make you want to see more. And I think again that things like this are what makes Star Wars so great, as there's so many different moments that could resonate with different people. I could say I really loved this scene from Phantom Menace because I remember it from when I was a kid, and you could say that you really loved a scene from Force Awakens because it made you feel a certain way. And that's what is amazing. It doesn't matter what part of Star Wars you like. We're all here because we enjoy that universe regardless, and that our most memorable moments could be different to someone else's, or they could be the same, and you can share that with them. I could talk all day about Star Wars and what parts speak to me, but I think I'll just end this video here. I hope that hearing some of my happy memories has made you think about some of your own, and if you want to share them, please do. I really enjoy talking about Star Wars with people, and I love hearing about like what parts of Star Wars people really love. And at the end of the day, I'm just a small voice here, just trying to make things maybe seem a little better when they're not that good. And I hope to make everyone feel welcome because, like I said before, Star Wars is for everyone. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble on. If you enjoyed this video or want to see some more Star Wars content, please like and subscribe, as it really does help out the channel. Though just the fact you've put up with me for a few minutes already means so much for me. Stay safe out there, Star Wars fans, and I'll see you all in the next one.